Hi guys, so today I'm sharing with you my first impression of my LORAC products. So I have some I Love Brunch, some of their spring products, and I'm in love with the packaging, in love with everything, but I'll go into detail with that later. If you see the mess behind you, that's just my new little products that I'm going to show you guys soon. And on my lips, I have on an old discontinued Clinique quick liner for lips called Sky Violet that I loved. And while I was working with them, I stocked up on them before they went away, and I put some MAC Creme Sheen glass over top of it in Such Sweeties. So that is what I have on my lips. So I got the palette, so it's LORAC Pro I Love Brunch, and I'll give you guys a quick look at what that looks like. So that is it there. Really beautiful shades, all kind of very pastel. Perfect for spring looks, especially if you like to do those really soft pastel colors. I also picked up two of the blushes, both of the blushes, there were two. I picked up a Panorama, which is this kind of like light lavender purple. Please ignore my horrible fingernails. And the Luma blush, so this one's like a little peachy pink. Really pretty. And I also picked up the highlighter. This is the Light Source Illuminating Highlighter in Limelight. So I will definitely give you guys some swatches, and I'm going to do my eyes and my cheeks and kind of show you guys what it's like on to give a real first impression of everything. I do have to say I like the packaging. Mega 3 palette is white as well, but it's a very papery white that can get very dirty. This one does have like a slick material to it, so even here when you're using the shadows, it can be easily wiped off. If you're a stickler for products being clean like I am, or you just don't like for them to look extremely dirty. So I'm just going to pop right in, and I'm just going to do something completely at random, just a really first impression, first time playing with it. So the first thing I'm going to do is pick up this jelly donut with a big fluffy brush. This is a Morphe E23 brush, and I'm just going to start playing with it and see what I think. Now most of these colors are really soft, so to give like a big punch, you obviously would probably need to build it up a little bit. I did prime my lids with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot as well, just because it's one that I use a lot, and I wanted it to be true to my normal kind of routine. So this jelly donut is a really light pink. I have to say it's really pretty. It's soft, of course, but that is what you expect from such a very light shade. And I'm just basically putting that above my natural crease. So really soft. The Morphe E17 brush, and I am going to dip into Avocado Toast, like aqua color. And this one would probably look good if I used my Kat Von D Lock-It concealer in white again, just to give it more of a boost. But for the first time, I'm just going to put them over something pretty normal just to see what it looks like. I'm putting that one all over the inner half of my lid. Now I'm going to just clean off that same brush, the E17, and go into Blueberry Scone here.
My nails look completely ratchet, I know.
These are pretty pigmented for such light shades, but the color payout, because they are so pastel and light, is a little bit on the light side, I have to say. But I still think it's really pretty. They can definitely be built so that you can make them more dramatic, which you can see can be done. Now I'm going to use my finger on this avocado toast and see what that does. So you can see the intensity when you use a finger. Just kind of like piling that on there. Really pretty. So I'm going to do the same with Blueberry Scone. These colors are very smooth, very easy to blend. And then I'm just going to take that same E23 big fluffy brush and clean it off, and then just go over to blend those out a bit. I'm just going to take it and blend those two together a bit right in the middle. And they did lose a little bit of their color payout, so I'm just going to intensify it where I feel that it needs it. I'm going to go back to my E17 and I'm going to jump into the shade Lavender. Pretty self-explanatory, that is lavender. And I'm just going to do it lightly in the crease. To my big fluffy brush, E23, dip back into Jelly Doughnut and go just above that lavender, slightly blending it in. If that's not Eastery enough for you, I don't know what is. Now I'm going to take my little E36 brush, just this little tiny packer brush, and I am going to dip into Moonlight, which is this shade here. That one is extremely soft, so that's going to be better for blending shades under my brow bone. That one's really not showing up. I'm going to try the shade Mimosa. So both of those shades are pretty light. I'm going to take a little bit of Blueberry Scone because I know that one's going to show up. I'm going to swatch some of these shades just so you guys can see the ones that I'm not really using. So this one is Eggs Benny. It's a really, really soft gray with a shimmer. It's a little bit hard to see. There you go, you can kind of see it. This one is gluten-free, which is a white shimmer. That would be really pretty for an inner corner highlight. Maybe I'll do that now. Really pretty. The next one is Hot Sauce. Not extremely pigmented. That's sorbet right there. Smoothie. This one is a light purple that has a little shimmer to it. And let's pick one more. We'll show you guys French Toast. And that one's kind of like a taupe, really light taupe with a shimmer. Basically, I do like it. I will say that it's not going to be bam in your face color. It's going to be something a little bit softer unless you really work to intensify it somewhat. I would have liked maybe a little bit more pigment, but I do think, just wanted to intensify that. I do think it's very, very pretty. The colors are kind of what you would expect for something very spring-like. So really light, really soft. A lot of fun looks you could create with it though. I will say that Moonlight and Mimosa are pretty light in pigmentation. So I'll show you guys those. So they show up a little bit better in a swatch, but they are really light. So now for the blushes and highlight, I'm going to show you guys. This one is Luma. So there's Luma. Pretty soft, but that's kind of what you would expect. I prefer blushes that are soft though, so you can build it up, but if you want a subtle blush, you can definitely achieve that. Panorama. I like the white packaging, by the way. It's just really soft and pretty. That one's really pretty too. And finally, I'm gonna swatch for you guys the Limelight highlighter.
Whoa, that's really pretty.
It's more shine than you would think. Like it's a little bit like deceiving because you see the color and it looks more just like color than shine, but that's really pretty. So let's play with these. I think I'm going to use Panorama, the purple one, just because I've got the blues and everything going on and I think it will look pretty.
What brush do I want to use? So many brushes.
So I'm just gonna dip in with this. Oh, that was like one little swipe in it. I don't know if you guys can see all the dusting from it, but it's pretty dusty. This one's pretty pigmented. If you pick this one up, a little bit is going to go a really long way. It is a little bit powdery when you first just, if you even do a swirl, it's going to be just kind of messy. So the slightest little bit is all you need. But I don't wear a lot of heavy blush. I'm not a big blush person. So this is definitely a very pretty one. It's soft, but it's pigmented. And for the highlighter, I'm going to use one of my favorite highlighting brushes that I use, and that's the MAC 133 brush. And then I'm just, because that was so crazy, I'm going to very lightly, I just did like the tiniest little swipe, and that's what I got. So I'm going to bump that off. Here's what we're working with. Okay, whoa. This is pretty good. I was expecting something a little softer. I'm gonna take a little small brush. This is actually a Lancome shadow brush, but I'm gonna do right under my brow. This is really pretty. Gives that very like mermaid effect or unicorn effect that people are really liking right now. It's very pretty. I am really impressed with the highlight. I was not expecting something so dramatic because when you see this, you just think it's gonna be like a very sheer color. Whoa, okay. I'm a little shook by it, but in a good way. So guys, I have to say I really like all of these. With the palette, you do get a double-ended brush, which is this one here. So this is the brush that comes with it. It's got one nice big fluffy side and then a flat, more dense side that you could really pack on the product with. And you also get a small size of their behind the scenes eye primer. I do like this primer. So I think the palette is a good value for $44. It's not super crazy. The pans are not that big individually, but as long as you like to kind of jump around and play and do different colors, I think you're going to like it. The pigmentation could be a bit better. I'm not mad at it though. I don't think that it's bad. I just think the pigmentation could have been a bit more. But as you can see, it's very possible to do a brighter eye. I could have built this up more. I could have used a white eye base to kind of give it a more oomph, or like make it a little bit more daring if you want. But I could have done that if I chose to. I wanted to do something soft. The blushes are incredibly pigmented, especially this one. And the highlight, I have to say, is beautiful, as long as you don't mind that little bit of blue, but it gives a very ethereal, very pretty look to it. So I am really impressed. I am glad that I picked these up, and I am definitely going to be using these in some future looks. If you guys want to see some more looks with these or just incorporate them in other ways, then let me know. But I'm very happy that I got them. It's not 100% like, oh my god, I'm so impressed with the palette, but the blushes and highlight I really love, and as I said, I'm not a huge blush person, so they have to be pretty good to impress me, but I am happy that I have the palette. So there you go. Hopefully that gave you a little bit of insight into the products and maybe helped you make a decision if you were considering these. But I really thank you guys for watching. Please do give this video a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.